Hey everyone, this is Justin Watts. I wanted to jump in on the billing summary page with some initial sort of designs that I had. The intent of these designs is to talk about functionality rather than how it necessarily looks. I think the aesthetics are really up in the air. What I did was just use the new branding and some of the color palette and stuff from our WestfieldInsurance.com redesign, and just kind of carried those over. So that's where that came from. The second thing to keep in mind is that this is really about identifying details. We want to nail down how it looks and feels, but also kind of call requirements from the conversations that we have based off of these. So if there's things missing, the expectation is that I'll get that feedback and be able to put those things in the design. So then that way, by the time it comes to develop them, we'll have all of that stuff sort of cataloged and ready to roll in the detailed requirements. But I wanted to give a quick sort of heads up on my mental model here on how I was working with this, and essentially, through some whiteboarding sessions with the BSA. And myself, and conversations with everyone in the group, we knew that there needed to be sort of a billing summary page. So what we're looking at on the screen here is there's just one here. There's just one snapshot, but there could be multiples. So there could be multiples if a user has multiple sort of accounts with us, or policies that they need to pay for every month, and this billing summary would sort of hold that information all for them. This policies included would be, if there's multiples, it would be sort of closed up, so there would be a little less visual noise on the page. But for your typical user with one account, one payment, I think that we can have this amount of information on the page and successfully not inundate them with too much info. I wanted to get into some of the details here, and we'll iron out where these come from, what needs to be here, all that stuff too. But my first initial swag at it is I made this graphic here for the amount of days left. So this would fill up as the time goes by, and then basically indicate, you have 10 days left for your next payment, which is due June 4th. How much is that payment? It's $176.25, and so basically, just this is a high level amount of information for them. If they want to, they can say, "Oh, okay, I need to pay my bill right now. I'm going to click that and go directly to Paymentus, and then pay my bill from that spot here." So that's what the Pay Now does, and then we'll go into details in a second here. The other thing is the attached policies. So this would, on the next page you'll see there's a home and auto policy on that one. This would just expand for each of those, and then you could click here. You'd click the view policy. It would slide over to the policy section, and you'd see your policy information. So it's pretty flexible along the lines of that. And again, we can iron out the details as we continue to iterate. That's it for the billing snapshot page. I'm going to move to the details page here. Okay, so this is a initial sort of billing details setup. This is, I think, very early in where I want to be with this, but I wanted to show at least what's sort of what we could do at this point. So you click your billing details page here. You see your payment due. You see your kind of due date and the last payment received again. You click here. You can directly pay now with Paymentus. But then if you need more information, we're able to have that sort of information down here. You can see your duration, your pay plan, your policy balance, and your amount due. We need to talk about which details are going to be in here. This was something where the detailed requirements are still undefined, so I basically kind of took what I knew and then just kind of put this together. But it's not a it's no it's perfect for what we need to where we need to be right now. Um, and then the other thing I was thinking of was some sort of additional functionality up here. So you have your billing frequency set to semi-annual, payment method, credit card, download statement, May 2018. Those are just random options. Don't get too hung up on what those are or what they, what they're about right now. Um, let's see. I think we can talk about the sort of the amount of detail that should be here. It could be fairly exhaustive, and I think that could be a really neat territory to get into at that point, because we want to make sure the utility of these pages here is sort of equal. And right now, I mean, you're getting your policy information and everything, but we need to sort of talk about which details are going to, pepper out or pepper through the policy. If we want to add any more details along those lines, so think about that. We'll talk through it as we sort of keep going through. This is the initial sort of design iteration stuff. Feedback fully expected, appreciated, and I look forward to keep ironing this out with y'all. Thanks.